whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Count the number of publications that have talked about it or written about it, networks, etc. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. And I know that.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my business worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna with nobody.
In a stunning on-air moment that quickly grabbed attention across the sports world, Stephen A. Smith delivers sharp and direct critique of Floyd Mayweather Jr., addressing serious allegations tied to his business dealings. Speaking with his trademark intensity, the ESPN analyst openly questioned the situation, referencing reports that suggest Mayweather may have attempted to use his influence to pressure or silence individuals connected to alleged scam-related issues. Smith's remarks stood out for their blunt tone, as he described the situation as deeply troubling within the context of professional sports. His commentary underscored growing concerns and signaled that scrutiny surrounding these claims continues to build.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3-4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Stephen A. Smith has had the opportunity to observe the lavish lifestyle maintained by Floyd Mayweather Jr. up close, making the scale of his wealth hard to ignore. A major highlight of that lifestyle is his well-known passion for luxury automobiles. Reports suggest Mayweather owns a collection exceeding 100 vehicles, featuring some of the most exclusive and expensive models in the world. From rare Lamborghini models to fully customized Bugatti cars, his garage reflects both his financial success and his preference for elite high-performance machines. Over the years, Smith has witnessed this level of extravagance firsthand.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo, Bugatti. Let's walk over here. I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Before exploring the finer points, it's important to first look at the background of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, he stepped into the professional boxing scene in 1996 and quickly began building his reputation. By the early 2000s, he had already earned recognition as one of the sport's elite fighters. With an unblemished record, exceptional technical ability, and a highly calculated approach, he became a dominant and respected figure inside the ring.
People hate consistency when it comes to teams that you don't like and not a fan of, and they constantly win all the time. The Patriots went through the same thing. Small example, I'm gonna just take boxing for instance.
Right.
Floyd.
Yes.
Everybody loved when Floyd was winning early in his career.
Yes.
But when he kept winning,
yes,
he became the villain.
Yes.
And then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose.
Right.
That's it. Yes. He became the villain.
In addition to his business ventures, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has also faced legal challenges tied to various situations. In 2022, his name appeared in a class action lawsuit that accused him of being connected to a cryptocurrency pump and dump operation, although the case was ultimately dismissed. Then in 2024, he was hit with another lawsuit seeking more than $3 million in damages, stemming from allegations that he directed a bodyguard to assault an individual at a restaurant in Los Angeles back in 2022.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
Well, things happen. I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
Allegations involving Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Devin Haney have stirred debate within boxing circles. Once seen as a mentor figure to Haney, Mayweather is now accused of releasing a selectively edited sparring clip that appeared to show a younger Haney struggling against Gervonta Davis. The video surfaced shortly before Haney's major fight with Ryan Garcia, leading Haney to believe it was intended to damage his confidence and potentially give Garcia a mental advantage heading into the bout.
They go through maybe like a rough moment, like the people around them kind of start changing and things. And I know, like you said, you waking up in the mansion, the Rolls Royce, of showing 30, 40 people around.
Yeah.
Has that part happened where it was like people around you kind of shifted or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think I just had to, cut the grass low.
The breakdown in the relationship between Devin Haney and Floyd Mayweather Jr. has drawn attention to a more contentious side of the situation. During a time when privacy was expected, Mayweather is alleged to have shared sparring footage showing Haney struggling against Gervonta Davis. The video reportedly reached Ryan Garcia, who later used it to publicly mock Haney online, raising concerns about trust and professional conduct.
His fellow American. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather watched on as Davis appeared to dominate. So Haney has now issued a response on Twitter. Never did they post a chopped up edited video. 16-year-old and they're in there holding. My bet with AB pops. Andrew and Broner, I presume that means. We bet Andrew and Broner pops and he honoured it and paid. Ryan, we watched you quit and we will not, and we are not the same and never will be.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., as former partner and the mother of his children, Josie Harris, once shared serious concerns about how it changed over the years, saying she never expected such a drastic shift over the course of their long relationship. She suggested there were underlying issues that were not visible to public. In a 2014 interview, Harris spoke about feeling anxious at the idea of encountering him, highlighting the emotional impact of their past. Their son, Karan Mayweather, also described witnessing a troubling incident between his parents, offering further insight into the personal challenges within the family.
So you've known Floyd since he was a little puppy.
Not a little puppy, but a teeny bopper. 21 years.
21 years, yeah. Amen. Can you tell us some intricate stories about Floyd Mayweather and two, how he's grown in the 21 years?
He's definitely grown in these last 21 years. When I met him, he was, he still had his little thing, going on, living in just a regular condo. I didn't see, him go from here to here,
Jeff Mayweather, who once worked closely with his nephew Floyd Mayweather Jr. as both a trainer and family member, has voiced uncertainty about the direction of Floyd's recent decisions. He pointed out that Floyd's involvement in multiple ventures, including property purchases, appears unpredictable to him. Jeff acknowledged that he no longer fully understands Floyd's approach, suggesting a growing gap between them. He also noted that Floyd now seems more closely connected to his current inner circle than to his own relatives, reflecting a noticeable change in his personal relationships.
I have no idea. Like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's doing things that to better his life, like buying homes and buying different things, and so I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know.
Adding another layer to the situation, conversations on various online forums have speculated that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have financial obligations tied to gambling or private loans from individuals in the United Arab Emirates. There's also been discussion surrounding his travel between Israel and the UAE, with some suggesting that these movements may have affected his relationships with potential creditors.
Turns out that the rumors are true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
Regarding customs, and I'm giving you my very good Mr. Ahmed and Dylan. He say hi to you and most welcome in Dubai. And if there is anything from Dubai police, we are happy to serve. Thank you so much. Okay.
Joe Rogan has publicly commented on the financial behavior of Floyd Mayweather Jr., focusing on concerns about tax compliance and financial management. In his remarks, Rogan suggested that overlooking federal tax responsibilities can draw serious attention from the Internal Revenue Service, regardless of a person's wealth or status. He emphasized that failing to properly handle tax obligations can lead to major legal and financial consequences, including penalties and increased scrutiny from authorities. The discussion was framed as a broader reminder of the importance of maintaining financial accountability, even for high-earning public figures.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is widely known for his high-end spending habits. Reports suggest that in one instance, he spent around $5 million within a single week on property acquisitions and the purchase of a private jet. Moves like these have led some observers to question both his financial stability and decision-making priorities, with critics suggesting that such spending may be driven more by maintaining a public image than by careful financial strategy.
Motion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains, Floyd Money Mayweather and all of his accomplishments and all of the great things that he's done inside the ring, however, it seems to be playing the same tune or acting in the same movie of a lot of boxers that make a lot of money and just go on a spending spree with it and fucking, end up broke in their later years, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you think of some of the greatest boxers through the eons of time. You can start with like Joe Louis, for crying out loud. Joe Louis, this is a man who made plenty of money. This was the Brown Bomber. This is a man who had 12 straight years of reign in the heavyweight division, ladies and gentlemen.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. appears to follow a strategy centered on acquiring undervalued properties with the goal of selling them later at higher prices. This approach often focuses on distressed assets that may gain value over time. In the short term, the returns can be relatively moderate, similar to real estate investment trusts that typically generate around 5 to 6% annually. However, with careful improvements and favorable market conditions, the long-term potential for growth can be significantly higher.
First investment was real estate, commercial real estate, skyscrapers actually. I looked at certain athletes' career and I said, I don't want to end up like that. So what I did was this. It started off with $5 million. Put up $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month, every month on the 18th.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s move into property highlights a broader focus on turning his boxing earnings into long-term wealth. His strategy centers on using real estate as a foundation for financial growth that can extend across generations, while also creating opportunities for lasting impact. A key part of this approach is his confidence in the long-term stability of property investments, particularly in high-demand urban areas, which continues to guide his decisions.
How in 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Aggregate, got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though I got a lot of cash, OPM.
Okay.
OPM. You don't always have to use your money. That's why it's very important for y'all to make sure y'all keep y'all credit right.
In October 2024, Floyd Mayweather Jr. revealed plans to expand into real estate with a reported $42 million agreement involving more than 60 multifamily properties in Upper Manhattan, totaling 1,000 rental units. The portfolio was said to be acquired from Black Spruce Management, a well-known participant in the city's property market. The move was presented as an effort to step beyond boxing income, while also contributing to the availability of affordable housing.
Ever. All right. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties. And it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners.
Later reports, however, have created uncertainty about how much of the deal Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually controls. Although he presented the transaction as a full purchase, public property records have not shown evidence of a complete ownership transfer. Some analysts believe the arrangement may involve only a partial stake, potentially with opportunities to expand ownership later. Meanwhile, Veda Properties has not publicly clarified the exact structure of the transaction.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself. what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings, and it's a larger, it's part of an investment that he did on his own.
That makes sense. I'm gonna let you do the real estate stuff.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently responded to speculation, claiming that his $42 million real estate move had caused financial strain. Addressing the rumors, he maintained that the purchase was made entirely with his own funds, emphasizing that he solely acquired 62 buildings in Manhattan, without any outside partners involved.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright." In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported,
despite Floyd Mayweather Jr. publicly stating that he fully owns the $42 million Upper Manhattan property portfolio, available records do not reflect a complete ownership transfer. Industry analysts believe his role in the deal may be more limited, possibly involving a minority stake with options to increase his share over time. In addition, his company, Vada Properties, has not released detailed information about the structure of the transaction, leaving questions about the true extent of his involvement.
Floyd, I hope the $402 million ain't left his bank account yet then. I remember Floyd was on a talk show, I think 50 Cent posted that as well. And he said something like, you know, they say, if you know how much money you got, then you don't really got enough money. So they say, if you know how many buildings you got, then you ain't got enough buildings. Como? Who told you that? I hope your real estate broker or investor, whoever handles this real estate, I hope they ain't tell you that. Because it sounds to me like if you could go for that, then yo, you own 50. You own 50 buildings.
What are your thoughts on Stephen A. Smith's strong on-air criticism of Floyd Mayweather Jr.? Do the allegations being discussed seem credible to you? Or is there not enough evidence to support them? Share your perspective in the comments below.